What's going on, property investors and future millionaires? Welcome back to Klubstop Management's off-plan property reviews, where we go into depth into the off-plan property market and we show investors what they could potentially invest in and which projects would be lucrative for their investment. Now, the project that we're going into today will be a project by Danube, a reputable developer in the UAE. Danube has been around for over 20 years. So the project that we're going into is Oasis by Danube, by Dubai Silicon Valley, which is an area that they've branded on the American Silicon Valley, where a lot of the infrastructure for the internet and a lot of tech entrepreneurs base themselves in the USA. So what Dubai has done is they've made a Silicon Valley in Dubai for entrepreneurs, tech entrepreneurs, to go there and experience the same sort of surroundings that you would in the Silicon Valley in America. So this is an area that is up and coming at the moment. It's close to Dubai, it's close to the Burj Khalifa, not too far from there. So what we'll be doing is we're going to go into a few more details on this project. If anyone's interested in this project, let us know. This is a project for a normal investor. So I know we went into the Bugatti, went into the Sea Heaven project. We've done the London, the Mac Towers. So now we're going into a project that is a bit more reasonable for a client, reasonable for just a normal somebody that wants to invest in the property market in Dubai, someone that wants an easier payment plan, maybe someone with a salary coming in. This is something that's for you, so don't look away. Get involved, message us if this is the project for you guys. We got a few other projects coming with the same sort of payment plan, but we'll get into it. We'll be going into the Oasis project by Danube, which is changing the game. It's a beautiful project for any investor. If you're looking just to invest, or you're looking to relocate, or it's just a passive income for you, this is a good project for you to have a look at and show a bit of interest into. It's by Dubai Studio City. So this is one of the Danube's highly anticipated projects. It's 20 minutes away from downtown Dubai, 20 minutes from JVC, and close to Motor City and Arabian Ranches. So it's located in an area which generally has access to all the other big areas. So you'll be able to go over to JVC, you'll be able to go down to downtown Dubai within 20 minutes from this investment. And when you hear the numbers on this investment, you'll be saying, why didn't I get involved? Why didn't I get involved sooner? So there's still opportunities, there's still some apartments there and units there for you guys to invest in. So let us know, as we are partnered with Danube as well, and we'll take you through the whole process. Straight away, let's get into the numbers. How much will it cost for you as an investor to get in on the Danube Oasis project? So we're going to go in. They've got everything from studios upwards to penthouses as well. So when we're talking about studios, we're talking about 700,000 AD for a studio, £150,000, $190,000. And this would get you invested in a studio project in the Danube Oasis. One bedroom is starting from 1 million AD, which is around £215,000 or $272,000, would get you invested in the Danube Oasis project in a one bedroom. So when we go to a two bedroom now, two bedroom projects are starting from 1.3 million AD or £300,000 or $380,000. A three bedroom apartment starts from 1.9 million AD, around £430,000 or $545,000 for you to be invested in a three bedroom in this project. Now, if you need any information on the four beds or the penthouses, let me know and I'll get that information back to you. And this would be paid in a payment plan. You don't have to pay it up front, even though there is benefits to paying it up front. So if you was to pay 100% cash up front for your project, the developer would give you back 10% ROI every year until completion on your project. So basically, you'll be getting paid from the developer for your investment. And it's all an escrow account, so it's all safe. So nothing could go wrong where you wouldn't get your money back. Any issues on the developer side, what the Dubai Land Department would issue the escrow account to pay back the investors if it was that serious. But for you to get into a project like this, you don't need to pay 100% upfront. You can be on a payment plan. But if you really wanted to pay 100% upfront and you had that capital and you wanted to get a return on investment back every year, this would be a project for you, because they would provide 10% ROI back every year on your investment and pay you as the investor until completion, where you get the keys and then you can rent it out. So they have management agencies, these developers, that can rent out the unit for you while you're not there. So if this is a passive income, it's good for you because they can rent it out, they can maintain the building, and they give you over 10 years. If there was any defects in the property as well, they would fix it. So a lot of this make it attractive to an investor. But let's get back onto the Danube Oasis. A little bit of information for you guys that I put out sometimes. Feel free to subscribe to the channel and we'll just keep uploading a lot of information on the market, especially the Dubai market or the UAE market. We got projects down in Ras Al Khaimah, we got projects down in Sharjah, and we got projects down in Abu Dhabi. So in Dubai, this is an affordable luxury unit. So it's a unit by a well-known developer that has made it affordable for an investor, a starting investor, someone that's starting out that wants to maybe get a studio for £150,000 or 700,000 AED, something like that, and they start out small. So with the payment plan options on the Danube Oasis, we're talking 65, 35. So that means 65% of the project would be paid before completion through the construction phase, and 35% would be paid on completion. So this could be breaking down. What we tend to see with Danube is that they'll take a 10% deposit up front. So if you was purchasing a studio for £150,000, I'll do it in pounds for you English people, in English viewers. If you was spending £150,000 your unit was, what we would do, we'd take 10%. So the 10% would be £15,000. And then within the next 3 months, they take another 10% to make the 20% deposit, which would be another £15,000. So that'd be £30,000 for the initial investment to get you involved and pay the deposit, alongside with the 4% DLD. But 20%, £30,000 could get you in a project like this. The owner of the Danube is Rizwan Sajan. And this guy is known for being the 1% man. They call him that because he primarily runs his projects on a 1% payment plan. Not a lot of developers do that, but there is a few in the market that follow that principle and give the investor that option to pay 1% a month. So in this project here, it'd give you the option to pay 1% a month. So say you had a studio at £150,000, like I said, you'd put down a 10% deposit, which would be £15,000, 3 months time, or wherever your payment plan structure is, you'd put down another 10%, which would bring it to £30,000, which would be the 20% deposit. And then you'd go into a 1% a month payment plan. So 1% a month on £150,000 studio would start off at £1,500 a month. So if you're paying £1,500 a month for this project, it's a bit more easier for an investor to invest with a payment plan like that. Also, when you finish 65% through the construction of the project, they give you the option to pay the other 35% in a post-payment plan. So that means once you get the keys handed over to you, they'll give you a post-payment plan, which means you'll be paying it interest-free, but you'd be paying it off for another, say, 2 years, 1% a month, 1% every month, whilst you got the keys. Now, this is valuable information because what you could do is you could rent the property out, and the rent could pay for the next 35% that you had. So you only really paid 65% of this project. Then when you got the keys, you opted into the post payment plan, and then the rent from your tenants paid off the rest of your property 35% rest on the post completion plan, which could be 1% a month, and in some cases they drop it to 0.5% a month on completion, which would mean the studio for 150,000, which you would have been paying £1,500 a month, would drop to £750 a month, which would be feasible, and your tenants could pay that off for you. So you could rent your property out for 3 years after that and just be paying it off. So all of that, you've only paid 65% of that property, and when you go to sell for the capital appreciation now, you're in money that you haven't necessarily paid for the project, but it's coming back to you. Now, the completion date of this project is Q2, so we're talking around June times 2027, and the project will be finished. You'll get your keys, you'll be able to resell it. Also with the Danube, you can resell a project when you have up to 30% equity. So you excluding the 4% DLD, Dubai Land Department tax, which is to register your property with the Land Department of Dubai. But if you have 30% or more equity in a project with the Danube, they allow you to get an NOC agreement and resell before completion. So that's always an exit strategy and an option to an investor. If they invest now, say in the next 2 years, they might want to sell before completion. They might want to sell on completion, or they might sell just before the project is completed to someone that wants to be an end user or investor that wants to rent out the property straight away. So the benefits that they'll get for selling early would be that every year the project should go up around 10% capital appreciation, usually in Dubai. For normal projects is around 10%. So every year that you wait is 10% more you would get. So if you have 30% equity in the project after 2 years, you might be coming back with another 20% on top of your initial investment. So they give you that option with the Danube. So that's always an option. Great project for someone that don't mind paying the 1% a month. And these sell out very quick because a lot of people want to be involved in the market and haven't got the initial upfront capital. But if you can raise the deposit, which is 10%, and they break it down, it's usually 20%, but they break it down into 10% to make it more manageable for an investor. So where it's more manageable for an investor, you've broken up the deposit, and then they break up the payment plan into a 1% a month structure, which a lot of people would be less than your mortgage. And it's interest free as well. And once you finish paying this payment plan, the property is yours and the project is yours. So I always say to my investors that are first time starting out and they're about to pay off or off plan with the interest free payment plan, is that it's not like a mortgage for 25 years. You pay off this payment plan in 3-4 years and that's it. The project's yours. You don't have to worry about anything. Maybe some service charges, but it's really not much, the service charges either. And we'll go into that a bit more because usually it's around 20 AED per square meter. So depending on the project unit that you have, depends on your service charge. And it's really not much compared to council tax in the UK and a lot of the taxes in the UK that we are taxed on, that we just absorb and pay. Now, with the Danube Oasis project, there's 40 plus amenities in there. And what that means is it's there for whoever's living in that project will feel like they're living a lifestyle. There's 40 plus amenities. Like, what other project has pushed 40 amenities plus into the project to make it more comfortable for investors or comfortable for their end users? This is what this developer has done. They've pushed a lot of luxury items in there. We can go through a few of them. They've got infinity pools, and even in some of the projects, you can get a private pool on your balcony as well. So for the communal area, there'll be infinity pools. So you have your infinity pool there. But if you want your own private pool, there's options for you to have your own private pool on your balcony. A nice little pool on the balcony overlooking some of Dubai's beautiful views. Who wouldn't want that? They've got sky lounges and zen gardens. They've got a wellness fitness spa. So not just the normal spa. They've got a fitness spa with sauna, jacuzzi, a gym in there. They've got an outdoor cinema. So on hot days, you can sit out there with your child. You can sit out there with your family and watch a movie on the outdoor cinema. So that's in the project, is the outdoor cinema. This is something that not a lot of them have, but we have seen some of these amenities before in some other projects. They've got aqua gym, which is an underwater gym. So they've got aqua gym, which you might want to take advantage of as an end user or someone that's living in the property. You've got a business lounge. So if you're a business person and you are holding meetings, there's a room for you to hold meetings, a whole lounge for you to hold meetings and sit down and speak to your potential investors or your business partners. So a lot of business tycoons would be happy. The project has got a tennis court and a paddle court. So where tennis is big already, we know tennis is big. So they have a tennis court there, which you have access to as a resident in the property. They have paddle courts over there as well. So you know that paddle has got a bit more bigger. It wasn't as big before, but now that it's got so big, they're starting to incorporate it in some of the projects in Dubai as well. So they have a paddle court in the project that you can have access to as someone that's invested in the property or an end user, or someone that's living in the property or have relocated to live in this project. They have jogging tracks. So they have a whole track for jogging. So you'll be able to go for a jog, do 100 meter sprints, 400 meters sprints as well. So they've got a whole jogging track for people that like jogging, because we realized in Dubai that they're very big on fitness. That's why all these projects will have a fitness center, because they know that health is wealth and they want their residents to live a healthy life in the project, and the project has to cater to that healthy life. So there has to be a gym downstairs, there has to be a jogging track, has to be a swimming pool that you can swim in and do lengths. But this is what's going to prolong your life. The project's going to prolong your life. They've got a kids play area, kids playroom, and they've got facilities where the kids will be happy to grow up and play out there and build their own friendship group in that playground. So they've got access, they've got amenities for kids that kids will be happy. And I love the way that they always cater for the children, because we know that families come with children. And they've got many more amenities as well. We just touched on a few of the amenities, but what we'll do as well, we'll put up a few of the PDFs and a few of the documents so you get to see some of the amenities. But there's many more amenities in that project that they've pushed a lot into this project. And you'll see in 2027 what it's going to look like and how the residents will be happy to live there. And if you know anything about the Danube, they're going to be luxury. It's going to be lots of glossy interior. It's going to be a good build as well. And it's going to be a project which investors will be happy with their investment. Like I said, it's a start-out project. Studio's going at £150,000, 700,000 AED, so $190,000 in a payment plan that starts out a 1% a month payment plan. You put down 10% deposit, 1% a month will get you through this project, and you'll be done in a few years, and the project will be all yours. You'll be able to resell. And what it is, when you have money in Dubai in one of these projects and you resell, there's no capital gains, there's no inheritance tax, and there's no income tax. So like I said before, the money and the investment and the revenue will all be yours as the investor. And that's something that a lot of these other countries don't put in place. So right now, the UAE is investor friendly. Right now, in the construction stage, it's at the pre-launch stage. So they're just doing all the groundwork in the project at the moment as well. So this is the stage that an investor could make a lot of money by investing in a project like this. Because if you wait to near the end of the project, ideally what's going to happen is a lot of the projects and units will be sold out and you wouldn't be able to invest. So this is a good time to invest in a project like this. It's a great project. I've shown a few of my clients these projects and they're interested as well. It's a startup project, something that's not too expensive to get involved, and you can dip your toe in the market and you're not going to lose that much money because you're just dipping your toe in, seeing how it works. You make a good money, then you put more money in, and this is how it works with a startup investor. If you're an advanced investor and you invest all the time, then you know you're going to go big because you want to win big. But if you're just a small investor and you're starting out and you probably haven't invested in Dubai or the UAE market, you want to dip your toe, you want to see what it's like, this is a project where you can see what it's like. It's not going to set you back too much. 1% a month payment plan. As long as you got something generating income for you, you can invest in this project and it'll work out in your favor. There's 39 floors in this project and over 1,000 units that this project has presented. So over 1,000 investors can invest in this project. Great views, great location. Developer is Danube Properties, which is a reputable company and developer that is highly respected in the UAE market, and good to look into it because they don't have much delays as well. So you want a developer that doesn't have much delays so you get your project on time. And they have a post-payment plan handover. So this is what makes it good, is that you've got a post-payment handover. So you can continue to pay the interest-free percentage to the developer after you have the keys. And this can be paid off by your tenants. So that's a pro to me. When it comes to return on investment and you're renting it out, we anticipate that it would make 8% to 10% ROI annually for the investor, and this could go up with service accommodation and other means that they might want to rent it out with. And a tenant should give you a year up front, but it's up to you if you want to break it into 2 or 3 checks, which some landlords do as well. But majority of landlords try and take a year up front from their tenant, but also you'd have to give your tenant a year's notice. With the capital appreciation on this project, by 2027, I'm expecting it to appreciate around 20 to 25%. So you're purchasing the studio for £150,000, put 20% on top of that, we're talking another £30,000 on top of your investment by 2027, and that's minimum. So whatever price of your unit, you'll do the same calculation and you put 20 to 25% capital appreciation. Not to say with new infrastructure, new train lines going into Dubai, that your investment might not go up even more than that to 45%. But what we like to do here is be more reserved because we're for the investor and we don't want to over promise the investor. So we'll say 20-25%, looking on the past projects that Danube has produced on the market. So we'll say investor, we're looking at about 25% capital appreciation by 2027, which is good in a few years, and you can hold on to the asset as well. Real quick, let's hit the pros and cons. Let's focus on the pros and cons for a minute. So the pros of this project is it's an affordable luxury project with affordable, flexible payment plans. It's got a massive capital appreciation and growth in the future, good return on investment, great amenities with over 40 plus amenities in the project. It's great for an end user, great for someone that's going to be staying there, great for an investor's tenant or guest that will be in the project. It will add value to the experience in a project like this. Done by a reputable developer, Danube, which has a strong history of delivering on time, and a strong history in the market of the UAE of completing projects as well. So that's a few of the pros, which I would think it's a good project. 1% payment plan. It's easy for someone to get invested in, and they're established in the market. So it's not like a new developer that you're investing in. You know what you're going to get from them. You can go to some of their previous developments and see what it looks like inside. So let's get into the cons. Like this, I'll say it's just outside the central part of Dubai. So it's suburban. So it's a project where if you wanted to be in the central bit of Dubai, it'd be less appealing to an investor. So that's one of the cons, is it's 20 minutes away from central Dubai. You'd have to drive in, which is not too bad. But for someone that works and needs access to be in the city of Dubai, right in the middle, Business Bay, them sort of areas, by the Burj Khalifa, by the Dubai Mall, then this probably wouldn't be a project that they would be looking into, because it's a bit out from central Dubai. Another con with this project is that there's high competition in this project, so you'd have to move fast to get in quick, because a lot of the market can invest in this project. It's not a project which is just for the high net worth people. It's a project for a range of people in the market. So you have to get in first come, first served to try and get the best project with the best view, with the best square meter, the best amenities, private pool on the balcony. You'd have to get in early and first to get the best projects, or know a broker like myself that can help you out with these projects, getting you the best for your investment. Who is the project for? So when we're looking at a project like this project can be for a range of people. Like I already said, I think this project is suited towards a first-time investor, first-time international investors. So someone, say in the UK or in the US or wherever you are in the world, as a first-time investor in Dubai, this project is for you. Someone that could dip their toe in the market, not invest so much capital, and have a good payment plan structure. It'll make it easier for first-time investor in the market to hit the ground running. Good investment for UK or EU citizen, which is looking for high rental yields to come back from their investment. This would be a good project for them to invest in, because they'd get a good rental yield back from this project with no income tax on it, and when they sell, no capital gains tax again. It'd be good for a young professional that wants to dip their toe in the market as well. So say like a young entrepreneur, someone that has a good salary that they could pay the payment plan, not necessarily a good salary, but a salary that generates money every month that they could pay off the payment plan. Someone that's a young entrepreneur, like I said, a young business tycoon, a young athlete, a young rapper. Young professionals would like to invest in a project like this. Very handy, very attractive, very easy payment plan structure as well, and a beautiful project inside and out, which would be good for a first-time buyer. Buy-to-let landlords in Dubai that's looking to grow their portfolio and they're in the process of growing their portfolio, this would be a good project for them to add to their portfolio, as it has good return on investment, good percentage coming back to the investors, and it would be an asset to add to your portfolio, which in the long run will make a lot of money on the market. Like I said, 10%, up to 10% ROI every year, good money. So yeah, so we're talking, say on the studio, we're talking £15,000 a year that you'll get back off of that project at the 10% ROI. So it's a good project for buy-to-let investor in Dubai, adding units and projects to their portfolio, and I would recommend it to them. If there's any crypto investors that's diversifying into real estate, then this would be a great project for them to invest into, as the developer takes cryptocurrency, they take bank transfer, they take checks. There's a lot of means and methods which you could invest in a project like this if you have cryptocurrency. So I think this is a project where they could invest as well. So if anyone out there has got cryptocurrency that they want to invest into a project as well, especially with the current situation of the Trump tariffs and everything that's bringing a lot of the value down, and you would want to move some of your crypto assets or some of your money and your funds over to a project in real estate, this could be a good project for you to invest in as well. So let us know. Our Klubstop rating. So we're rating the project on the amenities, on the location, on the developer, the history of the developer, and the sizes of the project units. So with this project, the Danube Oasis, we'll be rating this at a 7 out of 10 rating. And a 7 out of 10 is not bad. We're only giving it a 7 out of 10 because it's reasonable for an investor to get in. It's a good project, good developer. Location is okay. Could be a bit more central into Dubai a little bit, but a lot of people don't like to live in a central city and they want to live a little bit further out as well. And it's always good to invest a little bit further out because you tend to get a bit more for your money. And this is one of those projects. So I'll give it a 7 out of 10. If anyone thinks that I should have gave it a lower rating or a much higher rating, let us know. We're open to discussion. Let us know what you think it should have got rated. But a project like the Danube Oasis, good project where you can hit the ground running as a first-time investor. So we're giving it a 7 out of 10. Let us know what you think. Now, if you want to secure yourself a unit in the Danube Oasis project, let us know, contact us, comment, DM us. You can find us on Instagram. You can find our number as well. We'll leave it at the bottom as well if you want to contact us about any projects or WhatsApp us. You might want us to send the brochures across to you. We can send the brochures across to you. We can walk you through the process and we can get you set up to make investment in this project. So if this is the project that you think, yeah, sounds good, sounds like a project that I can afford, sounds like a project that's for me, good location, I know that location, the numbers, return on investment, capital appreciation are sounding good, then let's have another conversation and see what we can do for you. Because Klubstop, we are here for you guys and we're here to help you make the right decisions in the market. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and help us to keep this platform growing. Because the more this platform grows, is the more future millionaires, more investors, and more people will open their eyes to the market and what's available to them, which they may not have known was available to them. 1% payment plans. So certain things you might not have known is here for you guys, and we're here for you guys with our weekly update of off-plan property reviews. And thanks for watching again today. Like, comment, subscribe, share. In the comment section, if there's anything that I've missed out that you would like to be featured on our next review, or any information you might want to be put into our next video that could help you as an investor, leave it down in the comment, and then we'll look at your suggestions and we'll put it into our next video. Now, this is Klubstop Management, where real estate meets real moves. We'll see you on the next one, and you guys enjoy your week. Make as much good investments as you can. If you need our advice or any information, feel free to reach out to us. Thanks for watching again, Klubstop Management, and I'll see you next week.